of the reactionary ideology and culture rejection act in Korea violates basic human rights, especially for young people. Through real stories and actions, these students show how even small efforts can inspire freedom, hope, and change.
청라국장은 발표를 시작해주세요.
CDS, please go ahead with your speech.
Hello everyone. Squid Game, E-Tail Class, and DP. All these dramas didn't just entertain people. Rather, they stayed in people's hearts. Stories of friendship, hope, struggles, and all those good stuff. They captured imaginations of millions and millions of people, not only in Korea, but all around the world, including the other half of our people that live just across the near border, not divided by race but politics, North Koreans. A simple line on the map couldn't change our genetics. Indeed, us South Koreans and the North Koreans still share the same taste in entertainment. This is the main reason how gay dramas can find their own way across the border. Carried out by USB drive, whispered about in the dark corners, and be secretly watched under dark blankets. Be secretly watched under dark blanket late night. K-drama is already spread throughout North Korea, and here's the catch. According to a major news channel, BBC and the New York Times, the more Korean media industry spreads throughout North Korea, the desire for freedom is amplified and encouraged among the North Korean citizens, especially the younger generations. By watching dramas like E-Tail Class and Squid Game, North Koreans learn that people fight injustice for their freedom and choose their own future path.
But these stories are dangerous and place where obedience is survival. They may encourage revolutionary ideologies countering against Kim Jong-un and his regime by reminding them of the difference between the Korea that is sided with America and Korea that is sided with the Communist Party. In 2020, the North Korean government enacted Reactionary Ideology and Cultural Rejection Act. According to the Ministry of Unification, this law bans foreign media, fashion, language, and even gestures that gives a hint of the outside influence. It criminalizes possession, viewing, and distribution of outside materials that is considered as non-socialist. The punishments are brutal. A teenager caught watching South Korean dramas can be sentenced to years of forced labor. Some cases, it might lead to death. In 2024, CNN revealed a footage of North Korean teenagers sentenced to hard labor simply because they watched the South Korean drama. In the same year, Straits Times reported that children caught distributing K-dramas has faced the death penalty. Even BBC has reported that a teenager was sentenced to execution for smuggling and selling copies of Squid Game. Instead of nurturing young dreams, the government hunts them down.
This has drawn many attentions from several experts overseas. For example, the United Nations Special Rapporteur of North Korean human rights, Elizabeth Summer, has asserted and warned that this law not only severely limits individuals' freedom of expression, but also severely limits individuals' right to access information and knowledge.
Yet the flow of ideas continues. Despite crackdowns, K-dramas, music, and information slip past the walls. Each glimpse plants a seed, and each story carries a dream. And dreams, once planted, are very hard to kill. North Korea is a member of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, UNCRC. It ratified the treaty in 1990 and promised to uphold the basic human rights for every child. However, the Reactionary Ideology and Culture Rejection Act clearly violates this promise. Shin Hwan-lee, South Korea's ambassador for international cooperation on North Korean human rights, described the law as one of several policies that blatantly deny North Koreans the rights to access information and violate their basic freedoms. But in what specific ways does this law violate the articles of UNCRC? First, Article 13 guarantees every child's right to freedom of expression. This includes the right to seek, receive, and share information from the outside world. However, North Korean teenagers are brutally punished, imprisoned, and even executed for simply watching or sharing South Korean dramas. Second, Article 17 ensures that every child has access to a wide range of information, especially materials that promote their well-being. However, the North Korean government blocks outside media and instead replaces them with communist propaganda. This leads to many young people facing surveillance and brutal consequences when they're caught trying to seek international sources. Third, Article 19 demands that every child is protected from all forms of physical and mental violence. However, it is very clear to us that North Korean teenagers endure public shaming, torture-like conditions, and multiple years of sentencing to hard labor simply because they do not abide by their set of rules. Lastly, Article 37 prohibits all forms of illegal imprisonment and cruel treatment of every child. But it is very clear to us that North Korea is imprisoning every teen without fair trials and even executing them, as continuously reported by various news media.
Each example makes it clear North Korea isn't just failing to uphold the articles of UNCRC. They're clearly attacking the basic rights of youth in North Korea. Indeed, these aren't just a special occasion, but a basic attack to the dignity of youth in North Korea.
However, there is still hope. History tells us a message that the truth is stubborn, that hope speaks louder than fear. Those stories that spark revolutionary ideologies always find their way in. And once they're in, they plant something powerful. They plant courage, wisdom, questions, and they plant the belief that the changes will begin. Not with force, but with whisper. Not all at once, but with a single brave step. Foreign influence plants a simple but powerful seed. It is the idea that the freedom can happen. Even with small clips, a song, a movie, or a whisper story can inspire dreams no regime can erase.
Changes aren't immediate, they are a gradual progress. It always starts with a small and brave act. Our team has worked to be part of the change. We've raised money through donation drives and flea market to help us support the North Korean teenagers' freedom and the defectors that live in South Korea. We were also part of the street campaign in Canada, where we conducted a survey of the current situation the North Korean youth are in to raise awareness and amplify the voices of those who cannot speak up for themselves.
For the home concert that took place last August, our team played Our Dream by Coyote to express the dreams we shared with North Korean teenagers. The lyrics of Our Dream speak about facing hardships, daring to dream even when fear and loneliness surround us, and holding hands to challenge the future together. Just like the message of the song, we must never give up even when fear and trials and storms block our path. Our efforts in this speech carry the same spirit, to influence and inspire the Northern teenagers to never give up on their dream and to remind them that they're not alone on their journey.
Beyond events, we continue to meet North Korean teenagers. We teach them English and help them adjust to their new lives in South Korea. Every event, every conversation, and every act of support shows that they're not forgotten. A USB drive, a short Korean film, or even a small conversation. All these small acts have already sparked quite revolutions of thought, and it is our own responsibilities to relay this hope. By spreading information, by raising our voices, and by engaging in these activities, we become part of the movement that not a single one dares to stop.
Let us believe that even the smallest light can shatter the darkest walls. Let us continue to speak, to share, and to dream until every young people in North Korea can do the same without fear.
Before our speech ends, we would like to, well, not we, but our team member would like to recite a poem for our judges and audiences. Please begin.
To the Man Who Tries to Stop the Wind by Jessica Kim, Eugene Kim, and Hudson Park. Dear Mr. Kim, you ban our songs, erase our influence, fear the laughter behind closed doors. You think silence is safety, that fear will freeze our feet. That if you look at the borders, our dreams won't find their way in. But dreams travel like wind, through USB drives, through whispers, through walls. And no wall you built is high enough. We teach, we speak, we sing, and we rise. We spread truth like starlight across your skies. You may slow us, but you won't stop us. Because our dream is not small enough to fear you. It's big enough to outlast you. One day, your children will know freedom, and so will ours. No matter what you do, we are already on our way. To the Man Who Tries to Stop the Wind by Jessica Kim, Eugene Kim, and Hudson Park. Thank you.
Thank you.